Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Risha and this is For the Love of Classics. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog. Since many of you enjoyed watching my last vlog, I thought I would make a new one. I started reading The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins for March Mystery Madness. Even though it is now April, I still decided to read the book for March Mystery Madness. This book is 730 pages long and I am currently on page 150. I finished the first part of the book, which was narrated by Walter Hartwright. The Woman in White is one of the earliest works of detective fiction. Wilkie Collins based his infamous novel partly on a real-life 18th century case of abduction and wrongful imprisonment. In 1859, the story caused a sensation with its readers, hooking their attention with the ghostly first scene where the mysterious woman in white, Anne Catherine, comes across Walter Hartwright. I'm really enjoying the book so far. Halfway through, I started listening to an audiobook on the app Scribed. So even though I will not be able to finish this book in March because it is already April, this is my read for the March Mystery Madness. I also started reading The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. So The Prince was written in the 16th century by Niccolo Machiavelli, who was an Italian politician. This is such a pretty edition of The Prince. It is by the Arcturus publishers, and this edition also has beautiful illustrations inside, which I am absolutely loving. Look at this. I am also really enjoying reading The Prince. It says here in the introduction that Cromwell read it, Napoleon Bonaparte carried his copy into battle with him, and Adolf Hitler claimed to read it in bed. The Prince is a short treatise on how a prince needs to behave if he wishes to retain his power over the people. Machiavelli's reputation for evil and cruelty spread in advance of his work. In English, the word Machiavellian was in use before any translation of the text had even been published. This was the direct result of the Catholic Church putting this book, The Prince, on the index of banned books after its publication. There are some cruel concepts in the book, but there is some truth behind them. It says here in the introduction that many of Machiavelli's observations remain as true today as they were in the 16th century Florence. Across the world, politicians still break promises and lie to their people, atrocities are still committed, and unpopular tasks are still delegated to third parties. So even though he was a cynic, his concepts are still adopted by many leaders today. I've been absolutely enjoying this book. There are some gems, some great quotes in here. The illustrations in the book are just beautiful. I have been searching up many things about the history of Rome and Greece while I am reading the book, so I'm learning so much. I am on page 78 and this is a 125 page long book. I was not even sure what the book was about, but now that I have started reading it, I cannot put it down. I started reading this book after I started The Woman in White, but I feel more drawn to this one as compared to The Woman in White at the moment. So my reading has been very uneven in the last week. I usually read The Prince in the morning and then I read The Woman in White at night because The Prince needs a little bit more concentration and research while I read it. Some days I'm reading 50 pages from The Prince and 50 from The Woman in White, and the next day I wake up and I don't read anything at all. And I think this has to be because of the anxiety I've been having for the last week. So I have decided to cut down on the amount of news I watch every day, and I have also started writing in my journal every night before I go to bed. Writing in my journal helps to calm me down a bit. I was also supposed to start reading The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky for the read-along hosted by Hemingway to Dostoevsky on Instagram, but I haven't started reading this yet. I was hoping to finish The Woman in White in a week, but I haven't so far, so I'm already reading 2 books and I do not want to start another one yet. Once I finish one of the 2 I'm reading, then I'm probably going to start reading The Brothers Karamazov. There is also the Reading Rush Challenge hosted by Ariel Bisset, and I'm really excited about that. It is going to be from, I think, 16th of April to 19th of April, and they have some challenges and some tag questions. So I'll probably be making a video for the Reading Rush Challenge because it sounds really fun. As I was saying, I joined the Stay Home Reading Rush Challenge, which was hosted by Ariel Bisset, and I had very high hopes. I did not read a lot on the first day, maybe just 20 pages. And on the second day, I read a lot. I think I read 150 pages on the second day, and then almost nothing on the third day. And on the last day, I wanted to get some reading done, so I finished a book on the 4th day and also made progress with another one. So on the first day of the reading rush, I finished reading The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. It was written by Machiavelli for the present leader of the time in Italy, and he was a prisoner when he wrote the book. And this was his gift to the current emperor, telling him how he should rule. So it is not a book written for the royalty only, but for all sorts of emperors or leaders of the people. And I absolutely loved this book. This was a 5 out of 5 star read for me. There was only one thing which I did not like in the book, and that was how Machiavelli talked about fortune and women. Let me share what he said. He said, "It is better to be adventurous than cautious, because fortune is a woman. If you wish to keep her under, it is necessary to beat and ill-use her, and it is seen that she allows herself to be mastered by the adventurous rather than by those who go to work more coldly. She is therefore always woman-like," and he's talking about fortune here, "a lover of young men because they are less cautious, more violent, and with more audacity command her." This part really bothered me in the book. But then this was written in the 16th century, and since I really enjoyed the rest of the book, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. I just filmed a book video and this is the aftermath. And the next book which I read for the reading challenge was Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Now, Edith Wharton is an American author. I guess this book is a part of the syllabus or curriculum for some countries. I did not really like the book. There were a lot of descriptions about snow-filled landscapes, which I could honestly not picture very well because I haven't seen places like that, and her descriptions were very difficult to interpret. I thought she was using difficult language for the sake of it, and it didn't help. I also did not like the story. There are some spoilery parts in the book, so I'm not going to tell you what parts of it I did not like. But I can give you a general overview that the book was about Ethan Frome, who is married to a woman who is older than him. They have a very unhappy marriage. They do not like each other and they are very different people. They are both stuck in the marriage. We see only Ethan Frome's perspective. He wanted to be an engineer, but he had to leave his field of study and come back home because first his father was sick and then he passed away, and then his mother was sick and then she passed away, and now his wife is also not in the best of health. So he has always been taking care of people around him and has never been able to pursue his own interests. His wife Zena invites one of her cousins, Mattie Silver, to come and stay with her. Ethan Frome finds joy in his company with Mattie Silver because there is no spark of joy or happiness in his life whatsoever. I just felt that there were so many different paths that Ethan Frome could have taken, but he did not take them. That just frustrated me with his character a lot. I guess I should be giving credit to the author that she made me feel so frustrated about the whole situation, because it was a very frustrating book. Nobody can do anything because they are all just stuck in this forlorn place, and I just felt stuck with them. I gave this one a 2.5 star, but it just left a bitter taste in my mouth after I finished reading it. I was hoping that with the ending of this book, these characters would finally be unstuck and move on, but by the end of the book, they were all just even more badly stuck than they were during the whole of the book. I hope her other books are better than this one, because this was definitely not my favorite. And then I was also reading The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. So I continued it for the stay home reading rush, and now I am on page 410. As I was hoping, this book definitely made me smile while I was reading it, even though this is a mystery novel. So there is a character in this book who is the uncle of these two cousins, and he is this guy who is always conscious about his health. He does not want to interact with anyone because he feels like interacting with people is going to make him more sick. And the last couple of pages which I read are written from his perspective, and it was just amazing. I have been in a kind of a book coma ever since I finished reading Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. I'm still continuing The Woman in White, so that's good, but I don't know what else to read. I was supposed to start The Brothers Karamazov. I don't feel like reading it at the moment, and I don't want to begin a book which I am not in the mood of. I could make book reviews about these. I really liked this one and I hated this one, so let me know if you guys want to hear more about these. I would love to make an in-depth book review about The Prince because I have so many things which I want to discuss about it.